Hello again everybody, Minty here, doing another run today, on behalf of R3C and INKYDUNK. We've been doing a few, well, the first two runs that I did were easy modes, and as you can see I've done a few little unlocks if you have a look at the poster on there. This one's looking a little bare, so we'll do a Lazarus run today. Lazarus is an interesting character. He starts off 3 hearts, average damage, not great luck, average tear rate, shot speed, all the rest of it. But you'll notice next to his hearts he's got a ×1, and that's because Lazarus, much like his biblical namesake, has a special effect that activates once he dies. So we're going to go through the first bit of the Burning Basement, a harder mode of the Butterbean. No point taking it. That's Midas Touch. That's the Friendly Ball, I think it's called. These are not things that we want. What we do want to do is to get these movable TNTs away from this little beggar boy. There's a tinted rock there, so we want to blow that up, as well as get access to that key, 2 spirit hearts. We're not going to pick those up just yet, and it will become clear why as time goes on. But yeah, we're just looking for to blow up those rocks so we can get access to that coin, so that we can spend money on the reroll machine. This is painful. Spend money on the restock machine so that we can hopefully get a better item than the friendly ball. Something that's just going to work a little bit better with how you play this character. No coins there, it's a shame. Alright, here we go. It's... Dry Baby's okay. Yeah, in hindsight I probably should have taken it, but there we go. The gold poop. Probably for the best that I didn't take Dry Baby then, because this will give us a good few coins. We'll sort of squeeze out from that square there. 1, 2, 3. We can get that one in the corner, can't we? Yeah. Nice. 4 coins to play around with. I can't remember if it was good or not. The item that we ended up taking. Or if we ended up taking one at all. We shall see. Yeah, taking the metal plate was a mistake at this point because it gives you a soul heart, and I don't really want to gain any health at all at this point. Yeah, that was a bit of a pain, but the metal plate gives enemy shots that hit you a chance to be flung back at an enemy, the enemy that fired them, and to, I think, stun them for a bit, like the what's it called, the iron bar item that gives you concussive tears. It's just that, but you have to get hit for it to proc, so not amazing, but there we go. Can't all be amazing items, otherwise the game wouldn't be that fun to play. Right, who's our first boss? Larry Jr. Green champion, so he fires shots in front of him every now and then. That's the only thing to really be wary of. Try not to hit him in the middle, because otherwise, once a segment dies, he'll split off into 2. So just, yeah. Take out his front and back bits first, so you only have to deal with one thing. I'm not worried about taking damage, clearly. In fact, it's for the best that you take damage when you start as Lazarus, for reasons that we shall discover very soon. Oh no, I'm going to die. Ah, this sucks. This is going to be a really short video. Crap. Damn it. Oh no. Ah, only joking. So, Lazarus starts with an effect which becomes an item once you complete enough of the game with him. It has, when you die, you're brought back to life. You gain the anemia item, which when you get hit, you leave a trail of red creep on the floor, and you also get a nice lot of stat boosts as well. So a little bit of movement speed, a little bit of damage, and a little bit of range as well. And now that we've died, we can take those soul hearts again. So we are a little better protected against taking red heart damage, so that we can get a deal with the devil on floor 2. And we're in a very good place now to really make a dent on this run. Excellent damage. Just really good stats all around. Very happy with how this run started. The nice thing about the burning basements, there is a trade-off between it being harder, but also some rocks are replaced by those fires, so you don't need flying or bombs to traverse some of those little areas in those rooms. Especially rooms like this. Just a real slog to get around. Dear. Should have gone around the other way. Never mind. These things make a gross sound. No, I think we'll go to our item room. Punching bag. We've taken punching bag before, I think. Or at least this isn't the first time that I've seen them in my last few runs. Yeah, spawns a little buddy that draws aggro from enemies, as you can see there, which is good. If you have enemies on the screen like this, and not ones that jump up like things like Monstro or those leapers that you get in the depths. Just looking for secret rooms now. Let's connect to as many rooms as possible. This is a weird floor, and the super secret room usually likes to be quite close to the boss, but it's never attached to any special rooms like shops, item rooms, that sort of thing. So it's actually right on the other side of the map. Right at the end here. Very odd. But hey, I don't make the rules. And it was kind of worth it. Eternal Heart. We're not going to be losing any soul hearts. Or at least we're not going to be losing enough that we lose that Eternal Heart, so that's basically just a HP up. Champion Monstro is slightly darker, so he's not going to be leaping up and doing his ground pound attack, so you don't need to worry about any off-screen unpredictability there. As you can see, punching bag drawing a lot of aggro for us, which were very painful. And deal with the devil as well, another Eternal Heart. I took that without thinking. I should have taken it after this deal with the devil. so that we would have a red heart going down to the next floor. But we are going to take Brimstone, and this is basically a one run at this point. Brimstone is an incredibly powerful item. If you remember from our Azazel run, how easy it was to just tear through everything. Well, if you haven't already had Brimstone, then okay, then you're in for a treat. Boom.
Something's wrong.
I should have taken it on the first floor. Taken it on... We might have had something decent to take on this floor, but there we go. Once you take an item, you don't see it for the rest of the run, so you remove it from the item pools, even if it's an active item that you can then put back. Brimstone making short work of everything. It kind of renders dodging and having to be aware of enemy patterns kind of moot, because range just doesn't become a factor anymore. Magic Mouse giving us even more stats up, which is... yeah, incredible. Look at that damage now. 10.8. You can abuse your invincibility frames with the Demon Beggar to get an extra donation off for pretty much nothing. And we're going to take Guppy's Paw. Guppy's Paw is a nice late game item, especially when paired with something like the 1-up or the Dead Cat. Things that sort of bring you back, but only with a very small amount of health. You can convert 1 red heart into 3 soul hearts, so you effectively triple your survivability for I guess a very short time, considering red hearts will become useless. I think the big takeaway that we can get from this video is just get Brimstone. Don't stand directly underneath Dark One, because he'll fire a Brimstone laser at you. And we picked up Spelunky Boy for not taking any damage in the caves and gotten lovely tears down. We can't take either of those or we'll die, and this is too good a run to gamble on getting ceremonial robes or the pact or something that will give you a soul heart. So not today, Satan, not today. Do you have anything to find? And is he gonna? Yeah. I just can't do it. I can't do that room. I don't know how to do it without taking any damage. Perhaps we can get a mini mush item here as well. The mushrooms will either blow up into nothing, a fart, like you see there, or one of the mushroom items. Nice. Here's our item room. Watch out for these darker fires, they'll shoot little tears at you. Okay, nice, a little bit of HP up. It's incredibly dicey taking items when you've got Curse of the Blind. You never know if it's going to be something that could absolutely ruin your run, like this setup. If that ended up being soy milk, we would kiss goodbye to all of our damage, and this video would probably be a lot longer. Or a lot shorter, because I probably wouldn't have survived it. Let's give this pleasant fellow some coins. chest. A little familiar, but we'll drop consumables when you clear a room. Cursed Labyrinth, so we're getting cheated out of Devil Deal room here because only one will spawn instead of one on each floor. This sort of smashes the depths 1 and the depths 2 together into one massive floor. So we'll get 2 item rooms and we'll have to fight 2 bosses, but as well, why not? Tricky. That's the first time I've ever seen that room, so I'm not quite sure the best course of action. Use of gloves to turn every consumable on the floor into a bomb. You can use those green stone heads to your advantage. If you've got a feeling that the secret room is in one of those rooms, then you can lure an attack shot to where the entrance would be, and they will open up for you.
Down.
Doesn't matter, we have Brimstone.
2 of spades. Ace of clubs.
Before we go and fight the bosses, we just look at our item rooms now. Once you enter the on an XL floor, on this XL floor, because it's the necropolis, it's the depths. Once we enter that second boss room, it'll be the non-fight, so we won't be able to leave once we've beaten them, unless we find a card like the stars, the moon, or the hermit, or the fool. But I don't think we're going to get any of those, so just have a look in our shop. We will absolutely take Humbling Bundle. That turns every consumable drop into the double version of itself. Nice amount of money donated as well. So you see that those 2 coins, that was a 1 coin. Those 2 bombs were just 1 bomb. Ah, notch pickaxe. That just destroys rocks for you. It's not a fantastic item. Anti-grav. Here we go. This. So that portal. That portal does damage as well. It's kind of a... Yeah, this was a 1 run at this point, so I thought, let's do something a little crazy, have a little bit of fun with it. Anti-grav, instead of tears shooting forward, they stay in place until you let go of the fire button, in which case they will all shoot off in a direction all at once. As you can see, when it's paired with Brimstone, the Brimstone laser will stay in place, create a little portal, and then fire out a second or 2 later. It's a pain in the arse timing wise, especially for some particular enemies that we will see at some point. The adversary is an interesting one. He's got a couple of dangerous attacks. Thankfully they have quite easy tells. We shoot out that rock wave after jumping up, and if he roars and makes the room go dark, then you've probably got a homing Brimstone laser coming at you. Which only fire in one direction, so as long as you get behind him, whatever direction he's facing, as he gives off that little moan, you will be fine. Got a little bit dicey there, we're down to 1 heart at one point. We don't need Headless Baby, but we will take those 2 Demon Hearts. And might as well unlock the boss rush unlocks while we're here. What have we got? We will probably... the only 2 that are really any good there are probably the Nails, the Nails is a damage up, and the Mitre will increase your chance of finding Soul Hearts. So we don't really need any damage. Survivability is probably key going forward, so the gates do a little bit of work there for us. The gates will summon Leapers. He's that big sniper enemy, and if there's enough enemies on the battlefield, he'll shoot out the Brimstone laser between them and just destroy all of them and hopefully get caught in the crossfire as well. I have to say, this boss rush, this was the point where I was like, oh, I really regret taking anti-gravity. I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm sure anti-gravity tears up, so we'll just take it. And I remembered that it has this incredibly fun second effect. It does mean you can create a near constant stream of damage, but it doesn't sound right. For some enemies that either move really quickly or like to disappear and reappear, like those ghosts that you see in the depths, that's when you really regret it. It's so hard to hit them. Stay still, damn it. Thank you. We we had a Hanged Man card as well, which I popped as soon as I took the damage from those spikes. Which was a bit silly of me. I should have just popped it straight as we decided we were going to take it, but usually you want a teleport blind boss or something to all these enemies. Just take a free item, so I didn't really register. Oh, I was the hermit, so yeah, might as well just not exist, but yeah. Could have taken less damage and it would have made a little less. Not going to take Curse of the Tower because we don't have an explosion immunity. And we unlocked Missing No as well. Missing No is an interesting one. It basically rerolls your entire build at the start of every floor. Thankfully it just unlocked it, it didn't just give it to us automatically. Fun little synergy there. Just setting off a Brimstone portal as soon as you get into a room, so that Punching Bag draws the enemies into it. I don't see that too often, so it's not particularly viable strategy. It doesn't quite have the reliability that these sort of things require. And there's Jonathan, no doubt playing a run of his own. Incredibly surprised I didn't get hit there. I honestly have no strategy for those rooms with the Gertie Juniors. Apart from just stay away and hope that they don't charge in your direction. It's quite difficult when there's 4 of them. That was particularly unkind of the game. This is doing quite a bit of heavy lifting for us. We'd love to see it. Very surprised the secret one wasn't there. Give us an item. That's good too. Black bean, yeah. That's an incredible pickup for us, the dim bulb. The dim bulb gives you an all stats up as long as you have no charges on your item, and because Guppy's Paw has no charges, that's basically an all stats up for the rest of the game. 17 tier delay, which I think is 2 off the cap for Brimstone, so if you didn't like that laser noise. This might not be a particularly good 20 minutes for you. And the black beam was what gave us the toxic weapon we got hit, and that one. It's a bit like the virus, but instead of it being contact poison, it's just a nice little AoE cloud. Thinking a bit like that. It's actually not a terrible item. Certainly better than the butterbean.
Balls of steel.
Again, not really a good video for boss strategy because there was just nothing to strategize against with Daddy Longlegs there. And there we go, we picked up the dead cat, so that's 2 guppy items. I don't know if we will see any more in this one, I can't quite remember. But to be honest, we don't really need it. We have put the game over on you and given it a thorough spanking already. Ages for reasons you have no doubt guessed. It's good that it's good that the sort of whirlpool thing does damage, because otherwise I probably would have turned off the game and had a little bit of a cry. Screw it, yeah. Poison damage, and that's that. The bad thing is, because you don't have any control over the laser's movement, it just stays in one place. If you miss, then that's it, you've missed. You can't correct it. Let's go down here, down this blue hole. We are in the... Nothing here has set our soul on fire. A cricket's head is usually an incredible damage up, but it doesn't give you as big it doesn't give you a damage multiplier if you already have the magic mushroom. So usually it will give you a set amount of damage and a damage multiplier. But because we already got the damage multiplier off the magic mushroom, we only got the plus 0.88 or something. I can't remember what it was, but not as good as it could have been, but still fine. Let's fight the Hush. See, Hush is huge, the arena's huge, and the spread of bullets is massive as well. It's basically a bullet hell level, and because he's so big, you don't particularly have to worry about accuracy so much, which is good because trying to hit him and dodge all the shots at the same time does get a little bit tricky. Incredibly short work of it. Here. It's flies that just slowly leave the screen. Continuum shots. If you find a place where you don't get hit in the first couple of seconds, you just won't get hit at all, which is a nice little tip. It seems, when you first do this Hush fight and the one that comes a little bit later, you see all this on the screen, you think, oh, well, you know, never going to be able to do this, but the bullets move slowly enough, and they are quite sparse, so as long as you just keep a level head and don't go crazy with trying to dodge, then you'll be alright. So huge gap there between continuum shots. You can just let off a load of brimstone lasers and life's good. Get up, coward, face me. Okay, that was a really good Hush fight, actually. I think we took maybe 2 hits. I'm very happy with that. It's not quite the level you need to be if you're really going for completion with every character, but it's a good start. Okay, since the last time we played, we beat Mom's Heart so many times that it became It Lives, which is a harder version. We unlocked the negative, which we took from the mum fight,
Puberty.
which gives us access to the dark room if we go down instead of up, which takes you to one of the final bosses of the game. But we're grinding out cathedral runs so far because we want to unlock the other item that you can get from the mum fight and the other branching path. I absolutely deserve to get hit there. That was appalling. Another room that's double shot with the anti-grav Brimstone. To do it and still look cool. Finally. Skull. If you have the cursed skull and you take damage, there's a chance you'll get teleported out of the room. Your progress in that room will be lost, so you have to do a room that you got hurt in again and probably get hurt again. There we go. That's fine, we've got 9 lives, so I'm not too worried about dying here and there, especially when we've got Guppy's Paw as well, because that basically gives us 3 hearts to play around with. Let's do it from the top, get that tinted rock as well. And then we're heading into the Isaac fight with 5 hearts. Using emergency contact to hold him in place for a little bit. There we go, we can either complete the run by jumping into the chest or head to the void. I've unlocked Lazarus's rags, which gives you that one up that we saw back in the basement. The one that started it all. The void. This is considered the final stage of the entire game. I do not have particularly favourable opinions about the void as a floor or as a concept, to be honest. I think it's kind of lazy reuse of all the art assets. Basically it's just a big old floor with a load of different rooms from each of the previous floors. So there's one from the depths, the next one I'm sure will be from somewhere else. So yeah, that's the depths. The one before it was the necropolis. And there's about 10 or 15 different boss fights that you can just use to get items. So we just picked up a damage up there. Every now and then the screen will go static, it'll change the room designs. We don't want to take the Necronomicon really. We'll keep Guppy's Paw just in case we die again. Yeah, back to a basement room. So it's not particularly inspired design. The harder version of Fistula. HP up. Ooh, we might as well Guppy's Paw up. To do in that room. All those red poops and all the rest of it. No good. The adversary again, that's what? The 3rd time we fought you? Take a hint and give it a rest, buddy. Cunning strategy for that boss would be to take out the fires first so you don't get hit even after you've defeated the boss itself. How embarrassing. I don't know what this red flashing champion's all about. Again, we haven't seen a whole lot of Daddy Longlegs. Fire a Brimstone laser at you. It's never far. As these fellows here will attest. Two. Unfortunately, not a particularly interesting floor, because once you get to this stage in the game, you can just whisper through the basement rooms. So I don't know why they didn't add a few more enemies into each room to make it more appropriate for the stage that your build is at, but what do I know? It just doesn't scream climax, you know? Hesitated a little too long there. I was to get caught in the in that Brimstone vortex. So my heart was in the right place. It's pinned. Okay, let's see what we got. Here we are, Delirium. The final boss. Delirium is a sort of a milky bullet hell palette swap of every single boss in the game. So yeah, this is you know, this is a pretty good final fight. It's got the familiarity of all the previous bosses. The difficulty's been ramped up by so much, like so many tears flying everywhere. There are some really shitty bits, like just instantly teleporting on top of you. Oh, what's a good challenge to finish off the game with? I never know what hits me half the time in this boss fight. It's okay, we've got plenty of health, so... fairly inoculated against some more unfair aspects of this fight. There it is. because the room's so big and he flies around so much, the only real way you can tell you're actually doing any damage to him is just looking at the health bar. But there we go, that's a nice fully loaded run. I think we ticked off 3 or 4 things on our post-it. So let's just enjoy this little ending cutscene, and I'll see you next time.